Hello, my name is Kwabena. I want to share with you uh, how to survive business failure, how to survive the turbulence, how to survive the difficult moments of a business. Um, very few people are able to survive failure, go through it to become successful. If there is any place that a lot of people experience failure, is in business, is in startups, is in entrepreneurship. The failure rate is very high. Even in countries, they say that they call themselves organized first world. They say the failure rate is still very high. It's over 90% in 10 years. So not so organized environment. The factors that come at you are very many, and so how do you survive this? How do you survive turbulence like that? It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot to survive it. They say that the best of entrepreneurs don't even become hugely successful by their first business. A lot of them may have gone through several parts. They may have gone through this kind of business, this kind of business, this kind of business, and then out of the skills they develop, out of the knowledge they develop, out of the wisdom they develop, out of the connections they develop on what it takes to really build a business, one business then becomes hugely successful. And then you hear their name everywhere. But most people have gone through the turbulence. The average failure rate for any of these guys is not less than 10 times. Even if it's the same business, they may have dropped it, crash it, then they will restart the business, they drop it, they restart the business, they drop it, and then it gets to a point they start to get some kind of sense. It's part of business. It's not strange. So if you started a business and it didn't work out, go and start another one, because it's part of the journey. So this period where most businesses are not working, they say non-essentials are not working. So a lot of businesses are going to go through a lot of struggles, a lot of pain, a lot of disintegration. But I would deem it as most businesses would have to restart, whether it's one person, that is you as the entrepreneur that you have employed, whether you have employed 3 people, 10 people, 20 people, 100 people. A lot of us are going to go through a lot of things that will seem like now we are restarting everything. So how do you survive this? How do you survive this? Some of the things that you'll be left with, because when they talk of the failure, it's not just the business that has failed. There will be a lot of other things that you would have to deal with as a business person, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. You are going to deal with the debt, the debt that will come. Even if you didn't have a loan, there will be debt. There will be some kind of debt. There will be a supplier that you owe. There will be salaries that you owe. There will be some taxes, some snake things that you owe. All debt can come from any other place. There will be rent that will be, maybe overdue. There will be, telephone, electricity, all the other things, the normal things that you spend in the business, day-to-day activities. They all. Sometimes you may even be running them on credit, and then this thing comes, and wherever or whoever pays you for the business, wherever your revenue comes from, wherever you get your income, when they say we should go back to work, it's not only you who will be in that position. A lot of the other businesses that you depend on, a lot of the customers that owe you are also going to go through a lot of stress, a lot of struggle, a lot of pain. So it's not going to be that normal that quickly. That is if they even tell us to go. Maybe next week or next month, I don't know. So we are going to go. You have to have that kind. That is business. Anything can happen. A lot of things are not that much controlled and contained. As humans, some things will go beyond your control, but you still have to have a better way or how you respond. And how you respond to any situation like that will depend on how much information you have, how much knowledge you have, how much understanding you have on what is happening. So there will be debt, there will be difficulties, there will be problems, there will be challenges. As a matter of fact, not all your workers are going to come back. A lot of them. There will be disintegration of the team. Sometimes, even if you're partners, some people, when they go through challenges like that, most of them they don't even come. They don't want to come to the business again because not many people are built for stress, for pain, for struggles. So you may end up with the debt. You may end up with not having the same employees, the same partners, the same people that you work with. You may not have that. You know, you probably will end up with some kind of government issues as well. You'll be shocked that when you open the shop, you'll be shocked that when you open the office, some of these government people will come and ask you for. They will come and ask you. They will come and ask you for all the things that they asking you. They will behave like they never existed to experience whatever that everybody else is experiencing. So there will be issues with government, with tax, with Senate, with all those. You, the business owner, you will have to grapple with that. How do you survive that? So some of the things that I think, having gone through some of these things several times, not one, several times, you go up, you go down. I think that you may have to re-engineer your business. You may have to look at what is really business, because a lot of us, what we consider as business, usually not business. We just be very busy, because a lot of the way we design the business, the kind of business that we are involving, the product that we sell, whoever even needs the market, a lot of these things we may have to rethink through them. For me, you are going to struggle when you don't have a lot of control on how you're paid with your business. So people that have been in business for 20 years and always go to beg somebody to give them what they have used their money to do for them. For me, that is not a business. That is another form. So, especially contractors, you use your money or you go and borrow, and then you go and work for somebody for 6 months. Then you still have to go and beg him for him to pay you. That's not a business. That's something else. It doesn't. You will struggle. You don't have to. You have to have some bit of control, some bit of power, some bit of predictability as to how your money is going to come in. The business that you have put the money in. The revenue cannot just be upon just one. You pump millions into something, and one person's decision will stop the money from coming to you, or one person's decision will delay it. That is not a business, and yet that is what most of us think is business. So I have a supply contract from Ministry of Education. He said that I should supply a textbook. So the contract is 2 million. I go to bank, I borrow, I go and supply it. Then I call the accountant every day. That's no business. That's merely something that you're doing to survive. It doesn't matter the volumes, because then one little thing you shake. One little thing, you are not far from collapsing the business. One little thing, everything else ceases, because you don't have control as to how the revenue comes in. And most people are like that. They don't have any control as to how the revenue comes to the business. So working with government, working with some of these multinationals, as a supplier, as a contractor, you really have to sit down and re-engineer what you're doing very well. Your finances cannot just be on one person. One person cannot just decide, I'm going to pay you, I'm not going to pay you, I'm not going to pay you. That, you don't have business. You're just working for money. That's why most contractors, most people, suppliers to these institutions, you always see them. They drive big cars, they have big houses, but the business struggles almost every time, because the cash is not contained. It's not in charge of the cash flow. Majority of them, they are either going to the bank for loan, they are going to their friends for loan, or they are begging somebody to help them all the time. And they have been in this kind of business for years. For me, that is not a business. That is something that you're just struggling. So you have to re-engineer it going forward. What can you design? What kind of business can you design so that you don't have to depend? That's the sad thing. You have to go and beg them for the contract. You have to go and beg them for them to pay you, and they will frustrate you. They treat you like you're not a business person. They treat you like you're nothing. They treat you like you don't have anything. That kind of, for me, that kind of design of business is not good. You're not. Yes. Yeah. Yes, you're fine. That is not a business. That is something that you are doing to get money. But if it's really about entrepreneurship, if it's really in you, you would want to sit down and design something that you really have control. you really have control. If you look at the provision shop woman, he's not waiting for one customer. Everybody can come to him. So the factors for success will benefit somebody like that more than the one who is always begging, following the politicians to get contracts. So design a business that you can control. That's how you're going to survive the next one. If you go and do the same thing, so a business must be controlled. The product, you should be able to decide what kind of product you are bringing to the market, what kind of product you are manufacturing. Does it really meet a certain need, and is the need in growing measure? Is it a business that you can grow, you can scale, you can multiply? Or is something that is so restricted? I am really not for business that is so much restricted in our kind of economy, what they call niche business, because people don't have that much money to give you a lot based on. It's a niche business. For you to grow it and get a big business, you would have to have, a lot of very few people who can pay very good money, and our economy does not sustain that. So you will rather want to look at doing something that a lot of people can benefit, that you can serve. That way you have you can breathe. And for me, if you're going to build business, build it well. Build it such that very few things can easily ground you like that. Can easily stop you. And if you look around, a lot of us are easily, can stop. So can the business grow? Can you grow? Can you grow it? And is it the business? The other thing that you would have to know is that you have to grow beyond just yourself. You have to grow beyond just yourself, where you are the one man, jack of all something. You are the only person who does everything. Look at a business that you can develop a team to work with. Look at a business. Build a business with skill. Build a business with something that you become better at every day. Bring the business to your strength. So your ability to lead, pick the right kind of people to work with, your ability to pick the right talent, to develop them just as yourself, and to grow like that is very key. If your business is not carved that way, these situations will always try to collapse the business. The other one that you want to have is that you have to polish your ability to give very good service to your customers. Very good service. The sales, very, very important. How do your customers get to you? A lot of our people, when they are doing business, they think they are doing as a favor. You go there, you are buying it, and he looks at you as if you have to beg him to give him money. It's something that you can look at, to polish it well. If you can treat your customers with that much respect, you have that much advantage. Let people feel like they are coming there to their family. Anywhere that your business is, let the people feel comfortable, and you can do that when you don't have a very dedicated, well-trained, committed, cared for team. So it's not just direct to the customers. It's not only just about you, but you're building a culture of team who will care about that customer. They work with their heart. They are interested in the service that you're rendering. They don't have to just carry the frustration to So you want to build a business where the customer is really that much important to you. So people, you feel honored trying to deliver that product, that service to the customer. That's an advantage. Then everybody, it doesn't matter how many people are doing this business. There are a few things that you can do that will separate you from everybody else. For you to have a successful business, it's not just one product. No, like a lot of people have an idea to start a business. So the idea is nothing. You don't need to have any formula to sell water. Why is everybody not selling water? Why are some people selling water and they're very successful? They're big companies. It's just water. So why? So your business should not be so much. It's not like I have a special idea I don't want to keep. No, it's not the idea. Idea is nothing. It's the infrastructure around the idea. That is the key thing. And that is the very thing that you want to look at. So the customer service, how you manage the money, is also key. How you manage the money that comes to you, because maybe before you had business, everybody was bringing you money, so you were the boss. You could buy any car you wanted, you could build any house you wanted, you could go to people like going to Dubai, England, America, and they say they are going for holiday. Me, I don't understand that one. A black man going to America for holiday. Me, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know. Why would you go to countries that have no respect for you? He said, I'm going for holiday. I don't know. But is there something that they, look at what is happening to Africans all over the world in this, even the Chinese that are here abusing us. In their own country, they are saying that we brought the virus. So that's how far the world treats people who look like me. You go through any of these airports anywhere in the world, look at how they sample us and they segregate us, they push us. You go through anywhere in the world. If you're black, it's a problem because the world has been grouped for the last whatever years. The world has been programmed not to respect us. They have very little respect for us, and we ourselves have even accepted that. So we have very little respect for ourselves. So don't know why you the business that you're building, that you have money. Now you are going to spend it. So some people go to England and go and buy a suit and tie, very expensive things, and then they come back. There's an emergency, and the business goes down because they didn't take care of the money. So take care of the money is very key. Take care of the money is very key to the survival of the business. So if the business fails, it's not the demon, it's not the devil, it's you. And it also means that you can become all the successful business people that you see that you want to become, like they have gone through a lot of things. They have survived a lot of trouble things, from break of partners to debt that they couldn't pay, errors, mistakes. They produce the product, they overspend on it, they introduce the product at the wrong, they really believe somebody, they gave money and the person ran away. These are all problems that everybody who is an entrepreneur, you're going to experience. It's a journey that very few people understand it, but it's not so much difficult journey. If you are prepared, if you have right training, and if you commit to training yourself all the time and getting the right kind of information, the right kind of mindset. So my name is Kwabena. I'm talking about how do you survive a business failure. A lot of businesses will virtually be termed as failed. If this thing continues for the next 2-3 months, a lot of us are going to have to restart, reboot everything. And some of the characteristics, some of the pain points will be that you come back and your suppliers are also struggling. You come back and your customers cannot pay you on time. You come back and your bank is on you. They want their money. They want you to come and pay the loan. Your employees probably would leave you because you already owe them. You haven't paid them. So these are things that every business probably is going to face. The debt, the disintegration of the team. Maybe your partner will say, I'm not even going to do business again. Maybe he's a Christian, so Jesus is coming, so he is going to wait for Jesus. They told us. Some people have capitalized on it, that Jesus is coming. So I don't know, maybe, So there are all kind of things that are going to happen to the team that you have. There are all kind of things that are going to happen to that team. But let's say it's not the end of the world, maybe. And we have to restructure. Government, unfortunately, I said it before, will come and ask you for what is there. Now they are giving a lot of things for free. It's not their money. That's something about politicians I don't understand. They act as if they made the money. It's not their money. It's either they want to borrow or they is the taxes, and they spend it. I don't know. But they will still need money to run the economy. They will still need money. The government, with the president, will need money to move around. They will need money to pay all these things. They are going to go to the businesses. Even if you're struggling, they will come. So condition your mind. They may not understand it. They may even threaten you with court order. They will threaten you with police. Some of them will even come and say, I'm coming to lock your office. It's part of the game. Don't be frustrated. It's part of the game. It's how it works, maybe the people that you depend on so much, that will be the point that they will fail you. People who promise you, that's the point that they'll fail you. Your client, maybe your employee, your number one employee, that you will think that if everybody leaves, this one will stay. Maybe he'll be the first one to even come and tell you that my mother said that I should go and help her somewhere, or my uncle did a visa for me, so I'm going to America. You'll be shocked. They will come. So be prepared for all those, so that you're not taken. That's how you handle this kind of failure. But the good thing is that you are a better person if you really sit back, because you have had at least 4 weeks or so trying to survive, So maybe you should be using this time to come up with new business ideas, come up with, a lot of things that you can do differently. if everything does not work, what are the things that, because I think that if you really sit back, there is always something good that you can carve, out of whatever situation that you have. So do something that you can control, especially with the income. It's so critical. Don't spend all your years working on a business that somebody else controls. One person or two, one company controls everything that comes to you. You don't have a business. They will slash you anytime. They'll kill you. They'll take you out. Especially when you start to become big. They will say, no, 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 kill him. But if the avenues are many, then one person can stop other people. That's why for me, so for instance, I have some people who say that they are network marketing people. If you do network marketing, you're a salesperson. They have nice programs, but you're a salesperson. You see, it's not a business. You don't have any control or anything. They sit somewhere, they decide the price of the product, they bring it to Ghana. They even sell it in dollar. So when the dollar goes up, the thing goes up. The thing that they have to take $200 or $300 or $50 for you to buy a pack and become part of it, you think it's business. It's not business. It's a sales thing. It's good. It can train you. You can become very bold. You build your communication skill, but it's not a business. Okay, it's not a business. It's somebody who has built something, a funnel, and he has a lot of people that are helping him to sell his product, and you get commission. It's commission that is. So don't confuse that with I'm a business person. You're not a business person. You are getting the training that you can use to go and build something. Then that's fine. It doesn't matter how many they move them around all these countries, and they think that no, that's not a business. Network marketing is a good tool by somebody's marketing strategy for his business. So if they decide to file back for bankruptcy, if they decide to collapse the business, everything that you have built will be gone. So how could it be your business? You're not in charge of a lot of decisions, So, and that group, network marketing group, is very difficult for you to talk to. They have fired them so much, So it's good. If you have nothing to do and you join that, it's good, but it's not a business. If you want to build a business, go and start a poultry farm. Go and start a shop. Go and produce something that the market needs, Do something that you control the market. You control the price. You build the team yourself. You are responsible. Pay the taxes yourself, That kind of thing builds your skill. You are responsible for the mess. If you go through that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, by the time, if you don't give up, by the time that maybe you are on your 10th mistake, you will have a very strong skill to build what we call business. So I've had a lot of argument with some people who think that no, it's a business, and they will send you and they ask you how much is your business making. I said no. When I'm learning how to build a business, it's the skill that I'm also acquiring. It's just so much important as the money. Because if I accumulate the skill to a certain point, when an opportunity crosses, as they say, I'll be able to find it that quickly, because I will be set, I'll be equipped, I'll be skilled. So the other things that you would have to do through this is look, maybe before you were not paying attention to your customer service. People will come to your business and you don't care. They call you, don't call back. They send you email, you don't reply. You are the boss. You think that they're worrying you. No, that's why probably the business was not able to build maybe some bit of revenue. So within a month, you're gone. You can't survive. There are so many businesses that cannot survive this moment because when the money was coming, we were reckless. We didn't care. We thought that it was going to be that way forever, and it was not. So take care of the customer service, take care of the sales, take care of the money. Don't misuse the money. The way people behave is that if I have money, you must see it in what I drive, where I live, where my children go to school, what I wear, and the business is struggling. You are not intelligent. You have not moved yet, so you will not be able to build a business. That's what most people do. They chase this contract to build business. For them to pick an idea and build a business is difficult because it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of consistent effort, in a particular direction that is working. And that one does not come readily like that. So how do you survive this failure? I've said that they will happen. So you shouldn't be shocked if you fail. And if you fail more than one time and you survive, you are a genius. You probably fail more than you can count. But you don't give up, you don't fall, you don't stay there. And a man told me sometimes, say that wherever you fail, it's the same place that you would get up. The people get up from where they fall. So when you fall, that business that crash you, maybe out of that another thing will come that will lift you. So it's a painful experience. Everybody goes through it. If you're doing business, go through it. And I'm saying that a lot of it will turn into debt, which you have to don't run away from it. Deal with it. Your team probably will be disintegrated. They will leave you. They'll back. Some of them will never come back. You probably will have government issues. Those are all okay, but there are things that you can also do, which is look at what you can control, especially the revenue. Look at your customer service. Look at how you handle your money. Look at your sales. And with this, no matter what happens, you'll be fine. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Kwabena. Thank you.